He's back. It's Foul Sharpton, aka the Toothless Wonder, reporting on the Bamboozled Again News Network on another glorious morning of tomfoolery. But I'm gonna reiterate something I was talking about last night. Again, I haven't really been able to gauge it through, the litmus of social media. But I really want to cover this, hopefully more in depth again. As a teachable moment, something to be aware of. Highlight, some points of interest, right, in relation to what I'm still seeing. And I really haven't had a lot of time to really delve into content. But I guess because of how my feed is constructed, I am seeing brothers comment or make content rather about I guess the black woman and her essentially blaming black men for Trump getting into office. Again, let me say this, and I'll try to put this in the title. The reason Donald Trump is in office, plus we know, these people get selected, right? But just on surface level, the reason that Trump is in office isn't because black men voted for him or did not vote at all for Kamala. It's because white women voted for Donald Trump. How, again, the last time I checked, black people in totality were 13% of the United States population. So even if every black person of voting age voted for Kamala, that's still not enough of a dent to be able to get her into office. Let's boost it up to double and say black people, let's just say they're 40% of the population. He still doesn't get in. So what was the demographic that truly propelled Donald Trump into the presidency? Since numbers say there are more women on earth than men, and there are more women born, and there are more women in the United States, the demographic that propelled Donald Trump to the presidency was white women. Again, I said last night, the two most protected groups as far as people you can't talk about are Jewish people, can't talk about them, and black women, especially if you're a black man. But the most powerful group, the group with the strongest voice, maybe to rival, the LGBTQ community, is white women. Let a white woman cry and you will see the response. You see what I'm saying? The Me Too movement was birthed out of, white women, saying whatever on the workplace or sexual, essay harassment, whatever, right? That's who got her into office. So again, Negroes are being blamed for something they had nothing to do with. And even if all the Negroes did what black women wanted them to do, he still wouldn't have got in there. And then what would it have been? Would you still have blamed black men? It's like, this is mind-boggling. But it just goes to show you, as I said last night, that when things don't go right for someone, they typically look for someone to blame. Not even, taking into account, this is how stupid they think black people are, right? Instead of her running on some campaign of what she's going to do, she just pandered to black folk by bringing out celebrities and people who twerk. They didn't even try. They didn't even try to come up with some policy. Oh, at the end of it, we'll give black men loans and we'll legalize herb. Yeah, what a slap in the face. But again, it's not like black women, and we know this to be a fact, en masse. Let's say the demographic polling numbers come out and it shows that white women were the catalyst for Donald. They're not going to hop on social media and shame no Becky. Use Betch nut. You know what I'm saying? Again, black men take the brunt of the responsibility of stuff they ain't even got nothing to do with. You damned if you do, you damned if you don't. You do what the black woman wants you to do, she ain't gonna respect you none. You know what I'm saying? And you were essentially And for those brothers that I do know of who were panning like the DLs and all that there, you would basically have been voting for your own demoralization. It's insane how someone can coerce someone to doing something that's not in their best interest. Then as soon as you do it, they forget all about you because now they got what they wanted. Or if you don't do it, or if it don't work out, then they blame you for it. The blame game, hell of a drug, boy. But this just highlights to me, a lot of times when situations happen, what's underlying then comes to the surface. And what has been underlined, whether, I think it's because of, the society and the various talking points and rhetoric that have been spewed for the last couple decades. Here's what you really see. In general, the black woman's disdain for the black man who she can't control. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, these type of women are hard to get along with, masculine. So, a lot of brothers who got sense don't even find these women even remotely attractive, let alone dealing with them in any kind of relationship type of setting. I think that the illusion is falling away. And I also think that's being highlighted in the responses. We don't have the same sway over black men that we used to. They're not, black men aren't as concerned about what we want or what we think. And that is because the counterpart hasn't been concerned with what the black man wants or what the black man thinks. So it's just more of the tables being turned and you receiving back the same energy you put out. And I'm not saying everyone, you got to say that, but I'm talking about just in mass. You know what I mean? If we put all black people into a pot, right? This is the general synopsis. Just like in my personal life, when I did something to protect me from, a proverbial black woman, to protect me legally and so on and so forth, the steps I did to do that, I was called all kind of devils and got projected on all the stuff that she had previously attempted to do or did to me. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, when you don't do what people want you to do, woo, what comes out of them is how they truly feel and what they truly think about you. Boy, this is very highlighting to see in mass and totality. Wow, like I just don't really even know where to go with this, other than this is just yet another signpost on the road of how done we are as black people, and how I believe truly that we're in mass, we're too far gone to be redeemed in totality. We can't be re-educated. We can't have like a Malcolm X type of individual or anybody come to black people, because in the social media age they say they'll just get canceled. Here's what I found to be odd, right? I'll give you another point. Women. Now I never really got into Kevin Samuels' content because I thought he was a little on the buttery side, right? But let me see. He would have I guess a podcast, if that's what you want to call it, and black women would call in, and he would basically fry them up. You know what I mean? You're overweight, or how many kids you got, or do. But black women would consistently call into this man's show again, which was the catalyst for him. I guess getting to superstar status on social media, right? But he was essentially telling black women the truth. They would call and argue, or get fried up, or whatever the case may be. But when the man died, right? Because I think he was on that tricking tip, right? But when the man died, they threw a party. And this is what's so dangerous. You can't, en masse, you can't tell a black person in general, but I'm highlighting more black women here. You can't tell them the truth. If you want to become the enemy of anybody, for the most part, tell them the truth. But here's what they don't understand. The truth is actually in love. The truth, if you apply, will actually help you be better and get better results. But nobody has this visceral for the black bamboozlers. Like, how many black people or black women have you seen denounce T.D. Jakes for being a power bottom? Or Derek Waxman? He got exposed, and I think he made a comeback. Now he had to dip back out, but he still had the support of black women. If you want to get rich, the demographic you bamboozle is black women. I've made videos and said it on here numerous times that I believe black people like being lied to. Like, even if you, like in your personal lives where, you dealing with a sister or whatever the case may be, and she may talk about it, how a dude cheated on her, but the way she describes it, if he was of the proverbial Pookie Ray Ray status, she might highlight, oh, he hurt me, or da-da-da. But when I'm hearing the story, I'm like, I think cuz can still hit it, though. But then she might say how she cheated on somebody. Oh, he worked too much. Did he cheat? Probably, but I don't know. But she'll have more of a disdain for the proverbial decent black man than the Pookie or the Ray Ray. They don't complain about Pookie or Ray Ray. Not to that extent. And then they turn around and deal with that type of individual and dude again. I've highlighted on here, even before all this came out. What does the black man do? If we're supposed to be with our counterpart, and this is the quality of counterpart that, is available to us, in practicality and wisdom, it's probably wiser to deal with a woman of another race. Like I said, I personally know professing Muslim men, black Muslim men, who are with white women, and they ain't looked back. And I think what's happening too, and they probably won't admit this, but they see brothers leaving. They see brothers not fooling with them. Or if they do, they just, what they call it, pumping and dumping. The illusion or the games they used to run, especially as they get older, ain't working the same way. Brothers ain't tricking the same way in this economic climate. They're left onto an island to themselves. So instead of changing their style up, switching their style up, or whatever the case may be, here comes the rage. And this is only going to get more worse, because I'm assuming if Trump puts in more, let's say, man-centered policies or whatever the case may be, they ain't going to get no better. Not in mass. They're actually going to get worse. They're going to double down and triple down on the behavior. So brothers need to be there. They're going to start trying to set you up, you know what I mean? Marion Barry style. They're going to start, because they hate you. It's amazing. Like, brothers don't really hate black women. They hate what they see them do or what they become. You know what I'm saying? And by default, especially in the age of information and social media, that's why brothers had created the red pill and, passport bros. That's all a response to dealing with the black woman en masse. And I made videos on here about what is, God's plan for the black woman. Because I just, oh man, this don't look good. I can't even, it's hard for me to verbalize it. This don't look good for the black woman, especially, let's say, as austerity measures come in. Brothers ain't dealing with them the same way, or they find the white woman or the Hispanic or whoever woman more appealing or more just an enjoyable experience. You about to see some evil you ain't never seen before, because now ain't nothing restricting the evil. You see what I'm saying? If they can live in comfort and ease to some degree, like I said to anybody, it lies dormant. But now when the situation take place and the illusion of what they thought they was going to get has been dissipated, man, I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing sisters unalive brothers. Or the expectation level, you see these little various posts about where sisters say they not going to go eat at on the first date, how dating has become more transactional, you know what I mean? But again, they don't call out the white woman. And they know, just like, I can't really say that, but again, the true reason for your anger is shifted somewhere else, because not to bark up that tree. Like I used to talk about selective gangsterism of the bully coon. You know what I mean? And this is what to me make black people dangerous in totality. Whereas though, let something not work out, man, they'll come get you even if you had nothing to do with it not working out. I mean, you can't reason with these folk. You can't deal with these folk. That's why it's hard to do business with folk. You know what I'm saying? Here's what I see as well. You want max benefit, minimal effort. You know what I'm saying? They raised all that money for that woman. You know what I found wild? They raised all that money to get the non-black woman masquerading as a black woman to them in office, right? But they didn't raise no money for Sandra Massey, who was a black woman who got unalived by a white officer. From what I'm saying, they ain't gonna hop on Zoom and raise no whole bunch of money for her. They don't even care about each other. Message. They just come together when it benefits them. But the black woman isn't fighting for the next black woman's rights, unless it's to unalive children or to continue in harlotry. But like protecting her from the system or something along those lines? No. Black people as a whole, not just black women, but just, and then, here's one. I was talking to some of the homies from the old treatment center back in Baltimore, and the bully coon Negroes in that joint they just get like, you got to have a job, like a free job, like on the plantation, right, when you first come in. So I was on housekeeping, like cleaning toilets, stuff like that, right? So as we call them, they got a seed phase, which is 45 days. Like you can't do nothing. You can't be on the phone. You can't leave the building. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But the bully coon Negroes who in charge of this department, you know what I'm saying? They be having these seed unload tractor trailers. Let's say it's 5 of them. Between 5 dudes unloading a tractor trailer full of items, they might pay them 2 cigarettes and 2 energy drinks to split between 5 dudes, right? And then, but the truck driver done paid them, let's say $300, and they just put that in their pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like these bully coon Negroes who are, sober and clean and sober, but still living dirty. And when my man was telling me his story, I'm like, y'all despise these Negroes. And that's why I don't even feel comfortable going back there. And I used to wonder why. But it's that energy, that environment. It's like, if I can't use you, I don't even want nothing to do with you. Like that's how Negroes think. Not, I want to see you shine in your own way and I'll do whatever to help facilitate that, even if it's nothing else but an encouraging word. But let's say hypothetically I relapse, I'll be welcomed back with open arms. But the fact I've been away from the institution a couple years and been able to do something that most people can't do, which is function outside of any kind of umbrella where somebody telling you what to do and you gotta be able to tell yourself what to do, it's almost like they don't even know what to say to you. You know what I mean? Like everybody want to just be King Poop on Turd Island under the proverbial white man's construct. White man getting over on everybody, but you turn around and get over on other Negroes. Like the Hispanic delegation in that joint, it has been building in the institution, and now they're building outside the institution. We got a main man homeboy that sits on the board, right? You know, one of them, what would I call him? Like one of them Barack Obama type Negroes. He got one of his swags, right? But through a third party, I've been asking him, since he sit on the board with John Hopkins, the Ravens, you know what I mean? All these super great big institutions in Baltimore City. You mean tell me this black board member don't have a plan for black people? And even if he did, would he be able to implement it? You know what I'm saying? But Negroes still in that joint getting over on each other. Still, competing with each other and so on and so forth. And the Hispanics are now establishing themselves in businesses outside of the institution while they're in the institution. Why can't Negroes do that? But we love bamboozling each other and playing competition games and whatnot. Man, shit crazy, yo. Oh, I despise Negroes. Because it don't make no sense. And they dangerous to be around. Man. Black people always blaming somebody else for why they can't get ahead. But then they be the main reason why somebody else can't get ahead. Who trying to do right. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. All over the place. And then I've seen black men basically talking about like, yeah, Trump going whoop the whoop the whoop the whoop. He might be a little better suited. But it's not like they voted for Trump because they think he's going to usher in some new black enlightened era. You know what I mean? I don't even know, man. I just tired of Negroes, bro. Seriously. And I tell them to their face. Like, I'm going to work today, right? We will be hitting the streets a little bit. But they ducking my town, which is probably the most dangerous town in a 100-mile area, right? 150-mile area. Granted, I'm the only male on the team. So I understand that to some degree. But I'm going to really see how much, because you know how people say something in a mission statement, but it's not really an application. I'm going to see how much outreach they really want to do. That's my thing, because if I'm not able to get my Steph Curry on, you already know what I'm finna do. And on that note, man, I'ma holler at y'all. Ooh,